A year ago, I took a huge risk. I didn't know how it would play out. I didn't know what the result would be. I didn't know if I was wasting my time, my effort, my energy for the previous 8 months. But everything turned out far different than I ever imagined. So today I'm going to talk to you about it. So 1 year ago, today, this week, I launched my AI Secrets for Business Success and Life Hacks book. It hit the Amazon shelves this week, 1 year ago. And I honestly am shocked as to what happened. So let me give you a little bit of background. When I decided to start researching and writing the book, we're going back 2 years. If you remember 2 years ago, AI was it was there. People didn't understand it. People were hugely skeptical, and they still are. So it wasn't a little skepticism. There was a lot of skepticism, but I decided to dive in because what I had noticed is in these conversations that I was having with people I was coaching, people I was interacting in business with, I noticed that there was this huge fear and misunderstanding surrounding AI. And people didn't really quite understand just how life-changing inserting and enhancing AI into their businesses and lives would be for them. So I set out to write a book to simplify all of it. I wanted this to be a book that anyone with zero knowledge, a little bit of knowledge, and even advanced knowledge would find fascinating. So some people thought I was crazy for writing a book on AI when AI wasn't even a thing last year. It was coming, but it hadn't taken over everything. And other people thought that it was a tech trend that would fade. So what's interesting is in 2003, we're going back quite a long time now, right? 22 years. So in 2003, when I decided to embark on a master's degree, I decided to do a master's degree in educational technology. It wasn't a thing back then. There was no one using technology to enhance education, to enhance people's learning. So I thought it was a fascinating topic. And what better than to spend the next 2 years focused on understanding whether people actually learn better online than offline? So that's what I did. I delved into research and I did surveys. I actually created an online course, which basically was non-existent in 2003, and especially in Europe where I was living. And the more that I learned about the internet and why the internet was created and how it was created to mimic our brains, and then I started seeing these results from students who were taking my online course, and then me actually giving them the online course in paper format a couple of weeks later, and seeing these hugely different results. And for the same course that they were doing online, they were averaging between 85 and 93%. The same course offline, they were averaging between 60s and 70s. So right away, I began to realize that there's something here. There's something that technology does for humans that helps enhance the way we work. It actually brings out our knowledge. It brings out our creativity. So here I am 2 years ago as I'm embarking on writing this book, and I'm remembering all of these results that I had when I did my master's degree. And I thought people have to understand that AI is here to enhance what we do, actually make us more efficient, help us work smarter, not harder. Because if you've noticed, you've probably been working really hard the last few years because there is more to take in. There's more noise on social media. So I didn't expect the book to explode like it did. I was invited to speak on stages, in offices, virtually to companies. I didn't expect it to completely transform businesses and entrepreneurs' way of thinking, transforming the way they do things because they started adapting what I was talking about in the book, the tools that I was providing in my book, because what I know that is important is practicality. If we're going to talk about a book, we want it to be practical tools. I didn't want this to be a book on the theory of AI. I wanted it to be the book on your blueprint, your guide to how to use AI effectively and efficiently, but not only in your business, but also in your life. And that's what happened. What's fascinating is that I didn't just have normal industries reach out, like the tech industry or the real estate industry that I've been closely involved with. I had health industries reaching out to me, asking if they could interview me. So, what's interesting about that is once you understand the power of AI, you can speak to it in different ways that it can help different companies, different industries, different job tasks, because essentially we do many of the same things, right? We have email, we have meetings, we have task lists, we have to take care of projects, project management. The way that we write, the way that we respond to emails, there's so much that AI can help us with and actually become better at what we do. And so I break this down in my book in how to do that. I even give you a day in the life with AI. So, what it would feel like waking up in the morning, utilizing AI, and then walking you through your day all the way to the very end of putting your children to bed. So, today I'm going to pull back the curtain and we're going to talk about some of the really important things and the impact of the book and what I got right? So we're going back a year. What did I get right for the whole year of 2024? And is there anything that I got wrong? Well, we're going to talk about that today. So here's what's interesting is a year ago, AI was optional, right? It's this new thing that's taken over. The media is talking about it. Some companies are beginning to insert it into their businesses. There are entrepreneurs that are beginning to dabble with some of the tools, but not really understanding how do I speak to it? How, like, what am I expecting from it? And can I trust it? Because that's also a really big part of this is can we trust AI and what happens with the information that I put in there? So I actually have a chapter in the book about the security and what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what you need to be careful with. So stay with me because by the end of this episode, I actually have a little gift for you, and it's going to help you use AI and ChatGPT much smarter than you've been using it in your business. So, welcome back, everyone, to a Mindset Medicine podcast. I am your host, Catherine Lukedu. I am a serial entrepreneur. I have worked in many different industries. I have also been an educator for over 25 years, and I've educated the smallest of the smallest, and I've educated all the way as a university professor teaching business and communication. So, do I have knowledge to offer you. I do. And I have used my knowledge practically in the different businesses that I've run. And I've used it practically in the people that I coach because I coach entrepreneurs, I coach leaders, I coach high achieving individuals who are looking to they're looking to be future ready. How do you future proof your business? How do you future proof your skills so that you are still relevant in 2030, in 2035, in 2040? I know it may feel like it's so far away, but it's not. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So, when I first wrote this book, AI Secrets, did I know the effect that it would have? I didn't. Part of me thought that people might ignore it because it was over their heads. And that happened for a little bit until one person read it. And then they suggested another person read it. And I had people who were um, ordering in bulk and sending to people that they know in business. I remember receiving a text one day from a man in the healthcare and beauty industry. I didn't know who this person was. He said, "You know what? I got a glimpse of your book. I'd really love a signed copy of it." He was in Nashville. I love that people are talking about it and sharing it because what it's doing is that it's giving people an understanding, a better understanding of how to use it. So I'm going to give you a little list of the unexpected things that happened as a result of publishing this book and putting it out there. And even though I didn't know what the end result would be, even though I didn't know, am I wasting my time? Is anyone going to read it? The beauty of writing a book, not worrying about what that outcome would be, it actually never crossed my mind. I never had this idea, oh my gosh, I need to be a bestseller. I need to have this, or I need this to be the outcome. I didn't have that. I just wanted to write a book. I literally was challenging myself. Can I write a book on AI that somebody out there will find interesting? Have you ever thought about the ideas that you've had in life and how many you didn't follow through on because you stopped yourself and you thought to yourself, well, maybe no one will buy it. Maybe no one will read it. Maybe no one. What I didn't do is I decided not to care if anyone out there was interested. I thought it would be cool to write a book that of something that I had interest in, put it on Amazon, which I self-published. Another crazy thing to do because so many people would say to themselves, well, I don't know how to self-publish. Well, I didn't know how to self-publish either. But the beauty of AI and ChatGPT is it walked me through how to do it. So, what I was telling and what I tell my clients, what I've told people over and over in my life is just be curious and go for it. Honestly, what is the worst thing that was going to happen with me writing this book? No one was going to read it. And really, I mean, it's on Amazon. Is really no one going to read it? Well, quite a few people did. And I got beautiful reviews from it. People are still purchasing it today. So if you are listening to this and you're like, oh, this kind of sounds interesting. If you're watching this video, this is what the book looks like. It's called AI Secrets for Business Success and Life Hacks under my name, Catherine Lucadu, and it is in all the Amazon stores. I really do need to add it onto my website as well, and I think that I'll do that within the week. But here are some unexpected wins, and I hope you will celebrate this with me because it's not just a win for me. I want this to be a win for you. If you've ever thought of, you had an idea and you didn't know what the result would be before you even started your idea, let this give you a little bit of inspiration that anything is possible. Okay? So, within 1 week of me releasing the book, it was featured on the Google homepage. And just seeing my name associated with an AI, being an AI author was pretty cool. I mean, I have to say, that was surreal. And as I mentioned, there were industry publications that then picked up the book, the press release that this book had been released. And so then I was interviewed for various publications in different industries. Um, it was also discussed in business magazines, lifestyle magazines. I was awarded a high performance coach. It's amazing what can happen when you simply focus on the process of doing something and not worrying about that final outcome. It's really important because fear will hold you back from doing most anything. Confidence and lacking confidence will hold you back from not following through on things. But I'm here to tell you, don't allow that to happen. I'm going to keep going. I was invited to give workshops globally. I gave them virtually. I also traveled to Atlanta and other places. The magazines that I mentioned, they reached more than 500,000 people to their homes. So that was amazing. Podcast interviews that I went on. I was on one podcast interview that was being streamed live to an Amazon marketplace. And while we were talking, people in Japan and China were ordering my book on Amazon. That was super fun because not only was I able to talk about my interest in AI, my story, and also weave in some business strategy in how to use AI in your business, there I was being watched on the other side of the world and people taking an interest and purchasing my book. The Amazon reviews, the viral social media moments, people sharing my unboxing of the book when it first arrived from Amazon, that was super cool. And I'm actually going to repost that this week in my social media feed. So if you follow me on social media and you actually didn't see that, that was super fun. Like receiving a box of a book that you've written, I can't explain the feeling, but it's really it's unmatched. And I think it's one of those times where you think to yourself, you know what? I'm proud of myself. I followed through beginning to end, created this book, figured out how to self-publish it, and then it actually hit a global marketplace. And here I am looking at it now in its hard copy version. How cool is that? I got requests from across North America to sign the book. So then I was sending out signed versions of the book as well. And I got an invitation to be a keynote speaker at a conference in Chicago, talking about how AI can help businesses, corporations, and companies become more effective and efficient. Because really, that's what it is. The bottom line is in order to be profitable, you also have to be more effective and efficient in what you do. So, working smarter, not harder. Because what happens is when you start to work smarter, you then can take on additional projects that you may not have been able to do. So, what did AI Secrets get right? What did we get right in this book? Well, what we realized, and it's basically what I said in the book, is AI is not slowing down. It is not a trend that is coming and going. It is here to stay and it's serious. And those people, whether you're in business or you just want to use AI in your life, if you are not getting on board now, you will be so far left behind. AI is evolving at a very fast pace, and keeping up to date on what's working, what's not, what are the newest iterations of AI. For example, in ChatGPT, from when I wrote the book, ChatGPT, I think now has 6 iterations that it's gone through since this came out last February. 6 iterations. It is probably 60 times smarter than it was. So AI for content and marketing. I talked about how important it was and how essential it is for business. That has now increased tenfold in how we can use it for content creation. However, I've also done some podcasts on how important it is to keep your voice. AI has its voice. And if you understand the AI voice, you understand that it says certain words, and it's not very, uh, it, it can be, it needs to be more emotional connecting than it is. And that's why we are human beings. We have emotions, which is why we have to work together with AI. Yes, it can create a great piece of content for you, but we need to infuse your voice, your character, your humor, your drama. We need to infuse that into it. So now it actually sounds like you. AI decision making and business strategy, that was in my book. And that is, in fact, what it is that is happening today. How can we improve our business strategies? How can we make them better? How can we get to the next level without actually increasing too much of our manpower, our labor, and the hours that we work? Because everyone wants to scale a business, don't they? But scaling a business typically equals longer hours, more focus, which will pull you away from other things. That doesn't have to be the case anymore. The other thing we need to talk about is how AI can help us in our life. So in the book, I talk about life hacks. They still stand today. So how can you use AI to help improve the quality of your life, help improve the wellness level, emotionally, physically, psychologically? Can you lose weight with it? Yes, you can. It will tailor diets to your health regime. I have input blood tests saying, what do I need to do? What type of a healthy diet would go well with these blood tests? And it gives it to me. And it's working. I've never had better blood tests than I did last year. That is not a coincidence. I'm telling you, it's not a coincidence. So no, AI is not just for business. It is for ideation and idea creation. It is for brainstorming. It is for anything that you have ever wanted to accomplish in your life. You can now. All you have to do is move into action. You need clarity on what you want to do. You need to have the confidence that, yes, I'm going to do it and follow through on it. But you now have AI as a partner for you to be able to accomplish anything you put your mind to. And I fully believe that. You can hear it in my voice. I fully believe you can accomplish anything you choose, but you have to believe that this will actually move you further faster. So let's stop for a moment, okay? Where and how are you using AI in your business today? How is it helping you um, get things done more efficiently? Have you noticed? I would love for you to comment where you have noticed you've become more efficient in what you've been doing. And if not, if you haven't been using AI, what's stopping you? Is it a lack of knowledge? Is it a fear that you're not really sure where it's going to lead to? Is it a fear just it's just something that I don't really understand, so I don't really know how it can help me? If that is the case, I do hope you will order AI Secrets because it will walk you through what it is, how we can use it, how it can change your life. So let's talk about now. Let's let's come back into the present because I talked about a year ago and whether it's been relevant. So right now, AI is moving really fast. As I mentioned, there have been 6 iterations of ChatGPT. We have all these other platforms that we have options, right? We have Google Gemini and we have Microsoft Copilot, and Apple has inserted AI into the phones. So has Google and Android. It's everywhere. It really is everywhere. So here's what you need to do right now to stay ahead. One, I want you to build an AI content and branding system for your business. So AI can generate scripts for you, scripts for videos, scripts for podcasts. It can create blog content for you. Are you using the blog feature on your website like you should be? Because you will get SEO. You can optimize it for SEO, I should say. It can be found on Google, which gets your visibility higher. Social media content. If you have struggled with social media content, you can now create your own AI agent, meaning you can create a customized chat GPT, or there are other platforms where you can do this, where it will, you can program it with the type of voice. And when I say voice, I mean your tone and style of writing. So you can program your AI agent into whatever you want it to be. Do you want it to be a content creator for you? If you are into fitness and health, it can create plans for your clients. If you are in real estate, it can create listing descriptions for you, or for sale, sold, whatever kind of captions you're looking for. If you lead a business, it can create business plans, strategies. You could create a mentor for yourself. I have created Catherine AI, but what I created was a coaching clone. So I programmed a clone of myself, of all of my knowledge, and weekly it is updated, actually daily, it is updated with all of the things that I talk about. Everything I've ever taught is in there, and it is a supplement to my coaching. So anyone who chooses to coach with me also gets Catherine AI in between our calls. So you are never left alone. You are never left alone with your thoughts. You are never left wondering, is this a good idea? You can just go into Catherine AI, give her your idea, and she'll walk you through what that looks like. So using AI for smarter business decisions is also how we are using AI today. It's not just for creating content. It is analyzing trends. It is predicting trends. Very often I have conversations that are future forward with my AI. And we talk about 2030, we talk about 2040. I talk about the current trends today and where do you see things going? And where do you think that my business can scale? It's fascinating the kind of conversations you can now have. If you were to have these conversations with a friend or a colleague, the problem with that is that they don't have the knowledge of the internet in front of them, built into them. So when you ask another human being their opinion, they're going to give you their experience and their knowledge on the topic up to now. Whereas when you speak to AI, It is pulling in millions and millions and millions of pieces of content and research and white papers and books that have been uploaded. And so therefore, its retrieval of knowledge, it's unmeasurable now. It's a million times smarter than we are. I can't even explain to you just how well its reasoning is, how its logic works. We are very emotional people. And what AI does is that it removes that emotion and it just gives you the practicality, the logic behind something, which is why it's really good at responding to emails or text messages or to people that you may be feeling overly emotional about or overly reactive about. It won't have that problem. So if you don't have an AI strategy in your business or your life yet, this video, this podcast is your wake up call. So let's move to the future now. All right. We are wrapping up. We have only scratched the surface of AI's power. And this really is just the beginning. We are only at the inception of its power and its intelligence, and yet it has helped so much until now. Am I going to go to the horror stories of where this could go? No, I'm not. You know why? Because what I'm concerned about is my life and my business now, and let's say in the next 2 to 5 years. That's what I'm going to worry about. I'm not worrying about 30 years from now. Because if you were to look back in history, half of everything that's happened, for example, in the last 30 years, could not have been predicted. It really couldn't. We couldn't even predict where we are right now in February of 2025, last year in November 2024. And if you are watching and listening to this now, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about the different things that are happening around the world. So let's not worry about how AI is going to destruct the world. How about we worry about how to become the very best at what we are doing right now? How about we worry about how to make the most amount of money this year, having AI as a business partner by our side? Let's worry about how efficient and effective and creative we can be using AI this year. That's all we have to worry about right now. So this year and in moving into the future, here are the trends for AI. We are going to have hyper personalization and AI agents and assistants. So customer service is going to be taken to a whole new level. And if you have a future forward way of thinking, a strategic way of thinking, you will begin to understand that the closer you can tailor and personalize a customer experience, that is when you're going to win. AI agents is just what I was telling you about earlier, where we can customize an AI agent to help us create videos, create content, create business strategies, create business plans, menus, health guidance, psychological guidance, emotional guidance. The list goes on. DIY, construction, it's all there. What you may be missing is the know-how of how to use it and integrate it into your business, which is what I can help you with. My coaching is about getting clear on what you're doing, overcoming obstacles, mindset, because mindset can be an obstacle, and then creating a business strategy to move you forward into the future with success. We are going to have predictive AI for business growth. So will you be able to predict your business growth? Yes, you will. By inputting past sales, profit and loss sheets, any data that you have for your business, your AI assistant will be able to predict the trend of where you're going, where you should be more focused on. I've done this. That's how I can speak so confidently that it works so well. I have done this with all of my businesses, and I have a track that I'm following for each one. And finally, AI powered personal brands. With the rise of AI video, meaning it can be what we call faceless video, more content can be created, which means more visibility for you. We are going to have hyper targeted branding because AI gets to understand the algorithms in social media so well that you now have a step up in that aspect as well. So what's next? Where do we go from here? Where do I go from here? Well, first of all, I promised you a special gift if you listened right until the end. And I do have one for you. I have created the ultimate ChatGPT guide for entrepreneurs and businesses that will give you what to say to the AI for every part of your business so that you can really begin to understand where your business is right now and where you want to take it. Knowledge is everything. And the more knowledge you have about your business, that is what will take you to that next level. The more knowledge you have about your health and your wellness, that is what leads to longevity in life. The more knowledge you have about your emotional state, your reactionary state, and if you could improve it, which would also improve your health, that is when you start winning at life. I'm going to have a link at the bottom of this podcast. I'm going to have a link at the bottom if you're watching this as a video. And I would like you to go download that guide and let it dictate, let it show you what is possible for you and your business this year. AI Secrets for Business Success and Unstoppable Business Success and Life Hacks is available on Amazon as a Kindle and as a book, but the book is so easy to read, and I would suggest that you do get it. And if you go to the back of the book, I have included 3 gifts for you in the book that will provide you additional bonus information. If you want to be able to create recipes out of just what's in your fridge, you can do that just by scanning the code. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe. It helps other people also find my podcast on all the podcast platforms. Share this episode, please, with someone who hasn't got on board with AI. It's going to change their life. I promise you that. And if you are listening and you are a company, you are the leader of a company, you're an entrepreneur, and you would love to have me speak or give a workshop, please reach out to me on my website. You can find there's a speaking tab there. I would love to hold a workshop for your business, your company, or conference, whatever it is. I'm here for you. And of course, just start today. Start where you are right now. Just open up your computer and start playing around with AI. You can't imagine what's going to happen, how things will transform for you this year if you start embracing that from now. Thank you, everyone. Happy 1-year anniversary to AI Secrets. Thank you for tuning in with me today and celebrating with me today. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Mindset Medicine. Remember, every step you take toward building a resilient mindset and creating harmony in your life will get you closer to your dreams and that transformation that you've been looking for. If today's episode hit home for you, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback is our fuel. Spread the love. Share this podcast with friends and family. Tag me on Instagram at Catherine Lukedu Coaching. And if you're looking for more tips and resources, head over to CatherineLukeduCoaching.com. Stay connected, stay inspired, and keep living your very best life with harmony and purpose. And until next time, my friends, live boldly with purpose.